Hey guys, and welcome back to ScarletSprites, and this is completely unscripted. I just wanted to put a quick video together on a recent arcade hunt trip that I went on last Saturday with a friend, and thankfully Shelby has a truck and an enclosed trailer, and we went to Hagerstown, Maryland to the Coinopwarehouse to pick up the Daytona that I bought for $400. So the location that we went to was called Hub City Vinyl, which is a secondary store to the actual warehouse. Now, as the name implies, there's a record store in the front, but behind that, there's a pretty decent sized storage area or secondary warehouse. And there's just a lot of machines in here. I don't really have anything planned, so you're probably just watching some montage footage of different things that I saw in there. And this is where we loaded up Daytona USA from. But we're still able to walk around a little bit and check out some of the other stuff. Unfortunately, a lot of this had already sold or was going up for auction. So after we had finished loading up Daytona, there was another customer there kind of looking through things, and the owner, Lloyd, had said, well, if you guys think this is something, you should go over and see my actual warehouse. And if I can get somebody over there to meet you guys, then you guys can go through it. And thankfully, they were able to work that out. So myself, my friend, and this other customer went over, met this other gentleman at the larger warehouse, and were able to walk through it. Now, I knew from pictures and some things I had seen online that this place was big, but none of it really does it justice until you're actually standing there. And let me tell you, it's probably the hottest day of the year. There's no air conditioning or really any type of ventilation in this, but it was really cool. We were excited to kind of go through and look at the different things that were in there. And again, I don't really have anything prepared, so you're probably just seeing montage footage again of different things I came across. My friend came across a Stadium Cross machine that he was excited about that he used to play at the beach when he was a kid. This is a Sega machine, and I really was pretty unfamiliar with this. I had to look it up. We spent about a half an hour looking for the second bike that connected to this machine, and he ended up getting this for $350, and so we loaded it up with Daytona and took it home to his house and got it in the door. And I didn't really know what to expect because, you know, there's just all these machines just in this warehouse, and it's not really temperature controlled. You don't know, you know, there's no power supplies or cords or anything running. You can't just turn this stuff on. And as the owner said, the more questions you ask about an arcade machine and get answered, the higher the price typically goes. So we loaded this big ass thing up, hauled it back to Pennsylvania, and thankfully when we turned it on, you know, everything looks pretty good mostly. The first monitor is a little jumpy. I think that just probably needs dialed in. But the second player works just fine. The bike hooked up, the controls work. I think we ended up ordering some gears and some axles for the bike to kind of clean up, because I mean, this thing is, I don't even know when this came out, 92, 93 maybe. So it might even be earlier than that. Again, I'm not really familiar with this game, but it was cool to see. The LED on the top worked, and we had two bikes for it. So hopefully we'll get this whole thing squared away. I think this is his first arcade machine since he was a kid. I know he had Contra, that pinball machine, in his house when we were younger, but this is the first one that he has in his new house, and it was cool to see him get something like that and have it work kind of out of the box. So I don't know why I did this to myself, but I walked through the sold section and came across, obviously, all of the machines that were in, you know, better shape than some of the other stuff that you were kind of digging through. Or, you know, I mean, there's a Star Wars here, right? So that's the kind of stuff you're finding in this section. I did come across an NBA Hang Time, a 4-player midway cabinet, and I was like, oh, do I want that? And I could kind of, I have a Hang Time board I could put in it, or I could convert it over to open ice, and I flipped the tag and that was sold too. So unfortunately that didn't work out. Or fortunately, because I got more than enough stuff going on in the basement right now that I don't really need to be hauling more arcade machines back here to work on, and I don't need any more projects right now. So overall, this was a pretty successful trip. Got Daytona home. I'm probably going to do a separate video on that, just kind of a before and after. Just as a spoiler, I had some problems with car number 1. I don't know if car number 2 works yet, so that could be a surprise. But I did end up stealing parts from car 2 to move over to car number 1 and got it up and running. So it shouldn't be too terrible. And then Stadium Cross, obviously for my friend Shelby, he got that up and running, and there's still a little bit of work to do on that one too. But $350 for a motocross game, 2 bikes, 2 working monitors, I mean, it's a pretty good deal. You are rolling the dice to a degree, but that's kind of the fun in this, and then you just end up rehabbing these things. So thanks for checking out this impromptu unscripted video. I really haven't had a lot of time to put videos together recently because I've been spending more time in the basement working on arcade projects, and the weather's been nice, so I've been outside and just being lazy recently. So I wanted to put this footage together and get it out there just to kind of show the adventure from last weekend. Hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you all next time. Later, guys.